Hey Birchouse friends. So this week is going to be a little bit of a different video. I'm not answering a specific question that somebody commented, but rather a question somebody asked me in person late last week. And it piggybacks off of last week's Hey Birchouse, which was what was your dream list, your wish list of things you want to make that maybe you don't have the time or materials or resources to do right now. And in that video, I mentioned kite shields, and somebody asked me, they said, you know, you've talked about kite shields a couple different times. When are you going to be making those? And I thought that was a really good question that warranted a video. So some things that I build, especially like art pieces, they just come to me, and I'm very quickly able to make them, to produce them. I get an idea, I concept it out, and usually within a week, sometimes within a day, I'm able to start producing and building those things. But things of historical nature, like Viking shields and kite shields, atlatls, things of that nature, there's a duty of care to do it right, I think. And so it takes us a lot longer to produce something like that. And it largely comes down to research. So, for instance, with the kite shields, we started researching kite shields way back in June at the Ohio Viking Festival. We talked to the Vikings of Volksgard. There was one of their members, Jim. He had a kite shield, and we talked back and forth, and he showed me his shield. He let me take measurements. He let me take photos. And then when I got back, I reached out to our friends at the Swordsmanship Museum and Academy. I reached out to Hurstwick. I reached out to the Royal Armories Museum. And everybody responded back. Everybody had lots of good information. The Royal Armories in particular sent us a packet of information about some kite shields that were excavated at Szczecin, Poland. And so it's a matter of research and getting it right. So everything from the thickness of the shield to, you know, how tall is it? What's, you know, all the dimensions. You know, what is it at its widest point? What is it at its narrowest point? What materials were they being built with? For instance, when we did the shield for the Swordsmanship Museum and Academy, the handle on the back was beech, but the boards themselves were pine, so we had to make sure we got both types of wood so that we could get, you know, bring the two together for a historically accurate shield. So what this largely comes down to is how much research do we have to put into something. So it takes a while for us to research it before we produce it, so that we produce something that truly is in the right vein, the right flavor, the right historical accuracy is somewhat anachronistic, but we are doing our best to get it as close to period appropriate. So that was an excellent question. I just really wanted to answer that. Sometimes we tease a project and then it'll take us months to get to the finished product where we're actually ready to sell. Having said that, kite shields are on the way. I just bought all the materials to build kite shields. I'm in the process of building them right now. So, excellent question. If you ever have a question for Birchouse, comment below with, hey, Birchouse, ask, and we'll answer in a future video. Until then, we'll see you next Wednesday.